all the little animals. The mice, the rats, the snakes, the gophers, the moles, the foxes, the possums, the raccoons, the deer, the bear, foxes, I don't know, every little animal you can think of. The birds, the ducks, the geese, the moose, the panthers, every freaking wild animal and insect, all the insects. Well, when you dump a huge amount of untreated sewage into America's waterways, when you dump a whole bunch of untreated sewage into the world's waterways, when you slop sewage all over the place in the rivers and the creeks and the streams and the lakes, in the swamps, in the groundwater, with septic tanks, when you slop huge amounts of infectious human sewage all over the place, the biosphere is poisoned and contaminated. The biosphere, the whole environment. Thousands and thousands of miles downstream, the pollution plumes from the leaching septic tanks spread all through the groundwater. It goes down the Hudson River, the Mississippi River, all over the Puget Sound, all up in Seattle, all up in Vancouver, all up in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Tampa Bay, Houston, Texas, Austin, Texas, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Annapolis, Southern Maryland, Northern Maryland, all over the Carolinas, Georgia, everywhere, Tennessee, everywhere. When you're slopping and dumping infectious raw human sewage into the biosphere, you spread huge numbers of deadly viruses and huge numbers of deadly bacteria. From Wuhan, China, to Andy Cuomo's desk in shithole Albany. You paying attention, Elise Stefanik? Elise Stefanik, Congresswoman Stefanik, all over New York, the St. Lawrence Seaway, the Great Lakes, the Merrimack River, the Penobscot River, the Connecticut River, all of them. Huge amounts of infectious, deadly human sewage, excrement, piss, shit, and lots of chemicals too, by the way. Get a hold of Aaron Brockovich and, the Citizens Campaign to protect the environment. Let's start asking the hard questions. Just exactly how much death and disease are crooked pieces of shit like Donald Trump and crooked pieces of shit like Andy Cuomo and Basil Sagos and my little buddy up there at Lake George, David Wick, how much of this sewage are they flushing all over America? Judge Myers in Wilmington, North Carolina. You're on the Cape Fear River Basin, Judge Myers. You should understand the massive sewage problem that North Carolina has. They're slopping sewage all over North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, Illinois. Michigan's horrible. Michigan is horrible. The Great Lakes region, Canada, London, England, Paris, France, Wuhan, China, all over the damn world. So pull your heads out of your political asses. Pull your dumbass heads out of your political asses and let's deal with this massive pandemic of sewage. Because it's just a matter of time before the next virus hits. The sewage is cooking, folks. Those rivers, streams, creeks, lakes, the leach fields, the intercoastal, the offshore, it's a petri dish, like Lake George, New York. Lake George, New York is a petri dish, just like Lake Champlain. So, ladies and gentlemen, Elise Stefanik, go get Cuomo. That guy, Andy Cuomo, what kind of fucking moron are you? sticking infectious COVID patients in nursing homes, and then try to report half of the cases to cover up your boo-boo. That's a great big old boo-boo, Andy Cuomo. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it right there, and as always, hasta la vista, God bless. And remember, everybody, it's the sewage. It's the damn sewage. The sewage. It's the sewage.